The modern meta is not prepared for Blood Moon, especially backed up by Urza's Saga and the Lantern Lock. This Nightlight Lantern deck I brought to SCG Con Milwaukee will show you why. Excellent, I am on the draw actually in match 1 versus Elrube87. This is a Blood Moon hand if I've ever seen a Blood Moon hand. Do I want to keep it? Yeah, I'll keep it, it's fine. It's not a particularly strong hand, but it is a fun hand, that's for sure. Oh, that is a Mox Opal. Can I do anything fun with that Mox Opal? Like cast Blood Moon ahead of curve? Not really. If one of these lands was an artifact, then maybe, but it's not, so I think I am going to take the boring route here. Sacred Foundry tapped from the opponent is a really interesting start. If I were playing against something like Energy, then I might have expected them to keep at least a 1-drop. Their deck is full of them. But perhaps this tapped Sacred Foundry is a omen that we are instead playing against Jeskai Blink, and Blood Moon is very good against Jeskai Blink. The hero thought really hard about my Pyxis of Pandemonium, and then they kind of just did nothing. Oh, it's Arena of Glory, but still nothing. Friend, what are you holding? I'm worried that they might have a Thraben Charm. This would blow up my Urza Saga, but I think I'm still just gonna go ahead and play it out. Okay, they just didn't do anything. That was weird. What the heck is going on here? It's a Fable of the Mirror Breaker, huh? Okay, so we're definitely playing against Blink. And unfortunately for this Blink opponent, I have mainboard Blood Moons. This Goblin Shaman is going to be able to create a little bit of treasures that might help. But ultimately, I think Blood Moon is going to do a lot of damage here. Yeah, there we go. No more lies and Quantum Riddler in the graveyard. Unfortunately, they do have a basic plains. That's kind of going to be annoying. That's a Profane Tutor. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play out a Fomori Vault. I'm going to cast this Mox Opal. I will create my construct, and then I'm going to suspend Profane Tutor. And the hero could suicide their Goblin Shaman into my construct if they wanted to. Oh, they had second basic plains. Oh, that's disgusting. Hard cast Solitude here, huh? You know, that's fine. So it looks like they've got a bit of a board here. This Profane Tutor is going to be coming off suspend next turn. Oh, and I just ripped the Lantern of Insight. All right, yeah, I'll take that. I will definitely take that. That is a Teferi Time Raveler on top of their deck. Do I want to land another Blood Moon? Not particularly. I think I'd rather have the creature up. I definitely don't want them drawing that Teferi, though, so I am going to exile that here. Ooh, that is a Consign to Memory. Do I let them have it? I think I let them have the Consign. And I will let them attack first. No attacks. All right. Well, I am going to create a construct here. And now I have to skill shot this Profane Tutor. So there are a number of things that I could grab off of this Profane Tutor. I could grab an Ensnaring Bridge. I could grab an Inquisition of Kozilek and check their hand. I could grab a Torpor Orb. I could grab a Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt is really interesting here. This could take out the reflection of Kiki-Jiki and make it so that I could potentially overpower what they're doing. It would also dodge Consign to Memory. Yeah, Lord, I think you're right. I think that it is time for the Lightning Bolt. Ooh, the Underworld Cookbook is really strong too. I like that a lot. I can just play that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I can just turn cards into stuff for these constructs. Now, here's the question. Do I want to hold open Bolt for the Kiki-Jiki itself, or do I want to hold open Bolt for whatever they target with it? And I think I want to hit Reflection, and I am going to hold back. Let's see if they do anything here. Oh, the hero's really thinking about this. They don't know what I tutored for. They're copying the Solitude. Yeah, I think I am going to go ahead and just bolt the Kiki-Jiki here. I love that my deck has Lightning Bolt in it. Okay, copy of Solitude is going to enter. It has haste, and they are going to do this here. I'm just going to make the construct as big as I can so that I gain a decent chunk of life. That's Fantastic. And I'll discard this Bloodstained Mire. I don't really need extra lands here. Oh, they had another Solitude. Okay, that's all fine. But now I know what their hand is. And I can overpower this Consigned to Memory they have in hand. 3, 6, 9, 11. Yeah, I don't really need to give them anything else here. I think I might even be able to overpower a Flage, honestly. Yeah, I'm just going to let them have the Consign, I think. I don't think I need to be playing into it. No attacks here. Galvanic Discharge is really interesting. Flage is how many? It's 5 other, right? Yeah. So they could Galvanic Discharge their other, one of their creatures here. Give themselves a little bit more fuel for the Flage. I just think I'm not going to let that happen. Oh, I didn't make the creature. That was very silly of me. All right, let's actually make the creature this time. And I am going to discard this Saga here. I think I'm going to attempt to Alpha Strike my opponent, but I'm just not sure that there's much that they can do. Getting that Lightning Bolt playing around the Consigned to Memory was just such a big deal. I can check to see what they're drawing. I know that they're just drawing lands. I think just another couple of turns here, and I will be able to pull off an Alpha Strike. Yeah, there's no reason for me to be playing into Consigned to Memory here. I'm not trying to put cards into their graveyard right now. Just being super duper patient. Okay, let me check the math now. So the hero can... Oh wait, actually it doesn't matter. They have a dead card on top of their deck right now. So I'm just going to let them have that. Now I'm going to create my construct. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Discard this Profane Tutor. It doesn't matter. Create another construct. Discard this Profane Tutor. And I think its math is for blockers time. Attacking for 114. All right, that felt pretty good. This is the power of Blood Moon and Urza's Saga. The Lantern Lock was really nice. I was able to play around the Consigned Memories that they had in hand. I didn't need Ensnaring Bridge. Grabbing that Lightning Bolt for the Kiki Jiki, I think, was the deciding choice. And I'm really glad that I made that decision. Oh boy. Let's go ahead and sideboard here. So I'm pretty sure that I don't really want Grafdigger's Cage. Pithing Needles are nice because they have Teferis, so I think I'm actually going to keep those in. And honestly, now that the hero has seen Blood Moon, I don't think that they're going to be playing around it that much. What I do want is stuff that they haven't seen. Duress, Torpor Orb, probably maybe even another Pithing Needle or a Soul Guide Lantern to round it out. Maybe I do bring in Grafdigger's Cage, but it only stops one thing. No, I think I'd rather have Molten Collapse, and I can side out, honestly, probably one Lightning Bolt. Molten Collapse answers Quantum Riddler, which I'm really worried about. Yeah, I know Curse Totem shuts off Kiki Jiki, but it really needs to do more than that to justify inclusion. Like, Pithing Needle just shuts down Kiki Jiki just fine, too. Yeah, this is a pretty good hand. I'm going to keep this. It's got Bridge in it. It's got Thoughtseize. Double Urza Saga might be tricky for my opponent to handle. The hero has mulligan to 6 here, and they got turn 1 Ragavan. They got turn 1 Ragavan. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, well, I am going to rip off my Thoughtseize. No More Lies, Prismatic Ending. I'm not sure which of these I should take. The counterspell would require them to hold open mana. I'll take the Pending, and I can play around that counterspell fairly easily with this Urza Saga here. Oh, we're fetching pre-combat. Oh, they just want to hold open No More Lies. They want to guarantee that it gets through. That's fair. I can't blame them for that. Oh, but I found the Inquisition. Yeah, let's go ahead and take Lies. We're taking it one way or another, right? Well, now they just told me that they drew a blank. Okay, Urza Saga, Pyxis. Next turn, I will be able to trade an Urza Saga construct for a Ragavan if I want to. What did it even hit? It hit a Profane Tutor? Yeah, I can't really do anything about that. Oh, the hero hit a Pithing Needle off of this Ragavan trigger. That could be really powerful for them. And it looks like they are putting it down. They're just going to name Urza Saga? That would suck hard. I would not like that. Yeah, they chose Urza Saga. They know what they're doing. Well, that was extremely painful for me. Could just land Torpor Orb. I think that I need to put Urza Saga into play. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and actually... I want to put Ensnaring Bridge into play before I think they'll have a counterspell for it. If they had ripped a No More Lies or an Answer or something, then that would suck. But as it stands, the hero only has 2 cards in hand. I know one of them is a basic plains, so I kind of just need them to fade a little bit here. Oh, they kept a card on top, so we know what that means. Exile that with Pyxis, please. Fantastic, that just went through. Just need to fade 1 draw. Well, 2 draws, really. Oh, and they played an Arid Mesa, which is a card that I didn't know about. They found a Thundering Falls. That's very interesting. Keeping the card on top. And I suppose I also need them to fade a hit off of this Ragavan. Thoughtseize, I guess that counts as a fade. Like, Torpor Orb isn't super important for my plan right now. And I hit an Inquisition of Kozilek off the top of my deck. That's beautiful. I like that a lot. All right, so this Urza Saga is going to grab Lantern of Insight. I am going to cast Inquisition on my opponent, and they just have stone cold nothing. But Quantum Riddler is exactly the sort of card that could dig them out of the situation. Yeah, I don't care about Flage. And the vices are coming down, the clamps. They are engaging. Basically, the only thing that they can do here is put me to 6 off of Flage. And I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a Codex Shredder here. I will mill them. Oh, and they have another Teferi on top of their deck. Oh, that's a Celestial Purge. Yeah, that's fantastic. I like that a lot. I am going to have this Mycosynth Guardian become a copy of Pyxis here. Yeah, you got a Celestial Purge. That's fine. Felia is also fine. Felia can't attack. This game's wrapped up. The hero just... They've got basically nothing here. These Pyxides are going to be able to manage any future Flages that might flip or come through the lock or something. But I'm untapping with 3 Mill Rocks. I have a Profane Tutor on Suspend. They've got a dead card on top of their deck. I think this is pretty much just game, yeah? This Pithing Needle was probably the correct thing to name at the time, but right now, I bet the hero's really wishing that it was naming Pyxis. Actually, I'm gonna sandbag this Inquisition. I don't really need to use it right now. Ragavan can't attack. They have no ways to interact with anything here. Yeah, go ahead and exile that Wear Tear, please. Solitude, I don't care about. Do I care about Solitude? Not really. No, I don't care about Solitude. Cared about Solitude a little bit last game. This game, Solitude's irrelevant. All right, grab another Pyxis. And I think this match has done a very good job of showing the power of building your Lantern control deck like this. Blood Moon just gives you an entirely new path of options, like a whole decision tree that you have access to that you wouldn't have had access to with a traditional Lantern build. It lets the Lantern pilot pivot, which is something that Lantern control pilots are not usually used to doing. But if you can take advantage of that and you know when to do it, and it lines up against what your opponent is doing, of course, then yeah, it's great. Having the hero bring in those Celestial Purges, just completely dead cards, they're afraid. And now I'm just kind of taking my time. Like, I enjoy this part of the game, so I'm not necessarily going to rush it. Just gonna cast my spells, and maybe eventually I will win at my leisure. Just doesn't really matter that much, you know? Not even gonna bother tracking their hand anymore, it just doesn't matter. Yeah, you know, I've got 5 Mill Rocks in play. I guess I can start activating some of them. Don't need to activate all of them, though. Is this Surgical Extraction even useful? No, not really. Surgical Extraction on my Urza Saga after it's already done its job. You know what? You got it. You can take exactly 1 Urza Saga out of my deck. Now, I don't strictly need Codex Shredder in this spot. I have 5 Pyxides. There's a difference of 5 cards in decks here. So I could just aggro mill my opponent. Don't know how much it matters. All right, and that Ragavan was their last draw for the game. I am going to Inquisition them just to make sure that the coast is clear for this. In case I'd given them any, like, target opponent draws a card cards or something like that. I don't think that would be an issue, but, you know, just in case. All right, neither of us have a deck, but guess who draws from their deck first? Yeah, that's right. That juke felt great. Not gonna lie, that was really nice. I had them quaking in their boots over Blood Moon, and it just did not matter. All right, well, I'm gonna take the win, and I'm going to go right into match 2. If you're enjoying the video and think you'd like watching more of what I make, please consider subscribing so YouTube can notify you when I go live and upload videos. I appreciate your support. Thank you. I'm on the draw again, actually, in match 2 versus prozorururu. And we've got another Blood Moon hand. Do I keep this? Do I just... I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep it. This is the sort of hand that we build Lantern decks like to keep on, right? Like, this is why we put Blood Moon in our deck. Polluted Delta passed from the hero. And I draw second Blood Moon. I think I am just going to do Bloodstained Mire pass. My hand is pretty damn insulated against a discard spell. And I think I want to get the third land. Oh, that's a Thought Scour. They're on some sort of reanimator nonsense. Yeah, there's an Oculus. Are they just going to persist me right now? Oh my god. Oh no, it's just a Psychic Frog. Okay. Psychic Frog, I can handle. Gonna grab my Raucous Theater here, try and dig myself into a third land. That is not a third land, but it is a Pyxis. I'm going to keep it. That Pyxis will pair nicely with the Mox Opal in my hand. And frankly, if the only thing the hero does here is swing with the Psychic Frog, play out some other crappy creature, I don't know, and then get hit with Blood Moon, then I think I'm going to be in pretty good shape. The big thing that I was worried about there was them reanimating the Abhorrent Oculus and then just holding open counter magic for the rest of the game. That didn't happen. Oh, but now they have it. Okay, so that means that I just, what, jam Ensnaring Bridge? Hope that my opponent doesn't have some sort of free counterspell in hand? Because I don't think that these infinite constructs are going to outrace an Abhorrent Oculus. I think that's just way too much. But now I have a different problem. And that problem is my hand is very full. But at least I got Ensnaring Bridge where I need it, which is in play. That Persist is actually decreasing the Abhorrent Oculus's power enough to where it can swing underneath this bridge. I'm taking a bare minimum of 7 here. I could take all the way up to 12. And it looks like the hero is just going for bare minimum. I don't know, I'm kind of in trouble here. I think I need to do what? I can get all the way down to 2 cards in hand right now, because I floated mana off of that. I drew a land, thankfully, which means that the 3-drops in my hand are going to start becoming castable. I don't know if I have the luxury of grabbing a Lantern of Insight right now. This Psychic Frog with the 6 cards in hand means that it is an effective 7-power attacker. And unless I can get myself to lower than 2 cards in hand, then that means the manifest creatures are going to start flipping or attacking. And I'm actually dead on board, even through Ensnaring Bridge. So that means I need to grab what? I can grab Pithing Needle for Psychic Frog. First off, let's see if this triggered ability even resolves. Okay, there's no main deck consigns. So Lantern is off the table, unfortunately. I could grab the Underworld Cookbook. If I do, then I play Fomori Vault, Pyxis, Blood Moon, pitch another Blood Moon to Underworld Cookbook. I would be at 1. Or rather, I'd have 1 card in hand. And then they could pump up their Psychic Frog all the way to an 8-power attacker. I would fall to 3. And if they have Lightning Bolt in their deck, then I'd be dead. Nobody plays Lightning Bolt anymore. Or I could grab Pithing Needle and put that on Psychic Frog. I could fall to 2 cards in hand. I would take 5. I would be at 6. And the difference is that I would have to figure out how to empty my hand after that. If I drew something nasty, then I wouldn't be able to do it. The benefit of doing the Underworld Cookbook line is that I could guarantee that I'd have 0 cards in hand next turn. I think I am going to take the Underworld Cookbook line here. I'm going to go ahead and play out this Fomori Vault. I will just cast Blood Moon right now. It doesn't matter too terribly much if this resolves or not. Oh, we are Thought Scouring here. Okay, but it did hit play. I am just going to discard to the Underworld Cookbook right now. I'm not going to trust myself to remember to do that. And now we need to see if the hero can beat Blood Moon plus Ensnaring Bridge. Well, they found Basic Island. That's pretty good. That's a start. But Sink into Stupor requires 2 Basic Islands. Yeah, it looks like they are going for maximum damage on Psychic Frog, I bet. Oh, they didn't even go for max damage. I'm at 6. They could have put me all the way down to 4 and chose not to. Okay, well, this is good news for me. And their Abhorrent Oculus is going to mean that They're gonna mill out at some point, right? I think I am actually going to play out Ensnaring Bridge here. The likelihood that they're able to find a bounce spell for Bridge, I think, is higher than the likelihood that they have Double Bolt. I think this is just a flashing back of the Faithless Looting, yeah. They're looking for something, I'm not sure what. They might have something like an Orcish Bowmasters that can deal me damage. I don't think I need this Inquisition, honestly. I think I'm just going to discard it, and I'm going to gain the life. They could have something like an Archon of Cruelty, get like that back using a Persist if they find a basic swamp, and that could drain me a little bit through the bridge. But with this Underworld Cookbook, I'm going to be pretty much insulated against that sort of effect anyway. I think I need to start tapping my Pyxides. Yeah, they just conceded. There's nothing that they could do. So we are once again winning game 1 due to the Blood Moon juke. I believe I am going to side out Blood Moons again, though. I kind of want the Molten Collapse. I definitely want Soul Guide Lantern. Do I want the Torpor Orb? What does Torpor Orb turn off? They might have Wan Shi Tong. They probably don't. It would turn off Archon of Cruelty enters triggers. I think that might be okay. Lightning Bolt is fine. Pithing Needles are fine. I could just put in 2 Soulless Jailers. I could bring in Duress. Seems like they don't have many answers to what I'm doing anyway. And that means I could take out a Torpor Orb. Do I really need Molten Collapse? I don't think so. And I could bring in Soulless Jailers as additional hate. I don't hate this sideboarding plan, and I think I am going to do it. The hero snap mold to 6. I'm going to snap keep this hand. This is a beautiful hand. I really do want a 3rd land at some point. I've got 22 of them in the deck, plus a Mox Opal, which actually wouldn't be a terrible draw with this hand. I think I am just going to keep. Polluted Delta pass from the hero. Pithing Needle was a fine pickup. I'm not going to be mad about that, but I am going to lead on an Inquisition of Kozilek here. Meltdown, Persist, Consign, Looting, Polluted Delta. I'm going to take the Meltdown out of this hand and just pass it right back. Oh, they've been to Thoughtseize. That's really interesting. I kind of would have wanted Thoughtseize in their situation. That's a Looting that they're casting. Inning Thought Scour and Abhorrent Oculus there. Well, I mean, that's a Soul Guide Lantern. Do I lead on Lantern of Insight, expecting it to get consigned, and then follow up with Soul Guide Lantern? I kind of want to do that. Lantern is kind of my consign bait right now. Didn't work. Soul Guide Lantern, boop that Oculus. If this resolves, it might not. They did resolve it. Oh, they want the Watery Grave, huh? Okay. Psychic Frog is the last known card in hand. That's fine. I think I'm just going to land this Soulless Jailer. Next turn, Thoughtseize can take Consign to Memory. And then I can play Pyxis and then dig myself into a 3rd land for Ensnaring Bridge. Or I can just Pithing Needle the Frog. The way this game is going, I think I might just Pithing Needle the Frog. And maybe I should have even sacrificed Soul Guide Lantern on like my end step or something, so that they couldn't jump it. Well, they're starting to discard things. Okay. Psychic Frog in hand now. All right, I think this is fine. I really want to land Pyxis of Pandemonium right now. I don't want this Inquisition on top of my deck. I do want the Spell Pierce gone. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, Pyxis is down now. I am going to exile the graveyards. Just right now. And I'm going to exile with Pyxis. That is a Faithless Looting. I think I have to let them have that. Yeah, they are swinging in. I am going to block here, because I don't think falling to 12 is going to be that big of a deal. Bloodstained Mire in hand now. And that's a Sink into Stupor. That's not good. That Sink into Stupor is actually going to cause trouble for me. Kind of wishing that I hadn't gotten rid of that discard spell now. I am going to take this Bloodstained Mire. I'm going to fetch a basic Womp here. And I'm going to have to decide on what to do. Like, Psychic Frog being a 4-power attacker is actually really good. Do I just land Ensnaring Bridge now? Yeah, I think I'm going to land Ensnaring Bridge now. This walls off a lot of their stuff, at least for the time being. At least Soulless Jailer stops them from swinging with Faithless Looting, right? Or casting Faithless Looting. They're going to jump the Frog. They did jump the Frog. They're really wanting that Spell Pierce. I don't think I'm going to let them have it. All right, that is a Thought Scour. I'm gonna have to let them have that. Oh, they're just firing it off immediately. Found an Oculus. Okay, that's not terrible. I still need an answer to the Sink into Stupor that they have. I put one Pithing Needle down on Psychic Frog, and now I need to decide what the other Pithing Needle needs to go on. I could put it on Emperor of Bones, and I think I will. I'm just waiting for any discard spell. Yo, they've been to Faithless Looting. That's really good. Probably desperately trying to get to Abhorrent Oculus mana, or cards in graveyard for it. If they cast this Oculus, then it gives me an opening to answer this Sink into Stupor, finding a discard spell, another Ensnaring Bridge. And yeah, they are going for it here. Well, it is about time for me to find something here. It's another Soulless Jailer. Let me wait until my upkeep here and see what is on top of their deck. That's a Thoughtseize. I'm going to shuffle, and now I'm going to exile. Oh, that is a Profane Tutor. I don't think that's good enough. What would happen here? Let's assume that they have nothing underneath this manifest. They could bounce my Ensnaring Bridge, swing in for 8, because I would be blocking the biggest Psychic Frog with the Soulless Jailer, and that would give me one more look. I don't think I have the luxury of waiting. I think I need to do this now. That's a Pyxis. All right. Well, at the very least, I get to take the Faithless Looting off the top of their deck. But now I'm in some real trouble. Honestly, the best thing for them might be to just hold the Sink into Stupor. And it looks like that's what they're doing. Oh, that really sucks. Because now it means that I actually cannot win. Because even if I find a discard spell for it, they just bounce my bridge. Yeah. Like, watch this. I'm gonna cast Duress, and they're gonna sink my bridge in response, and I'm not gonna have the mana necessary to recast it. Yep. Take that Persist. And now I just die, because they've got 4, 5, 10, 12, 14. I can block 4 of that, and I'm dead. Exactly dead. That really sucks. I think that's okay, though. Let's go ahead and try and win game 3. Do I sideboard here? I still haven't seen a Quantum Riddler, and that would be what I'd be bringing in the Molten Collapses for. I could bring them in over the Lightning Bolts, honestly. Yeah, I think I will do that, because Lightning Bolt is not very good at removing Psychic Frog anyway. And yeah, I know that Blood Moon really messes with them. I just am not convinced that it is enough to justify having them in, especially over all the other tools that I have. Ooh, this is an instant mull. I can't keep that. This is a really tough sell. I don't think I can keep this either. I'm gonna have to do this one. I will bottom a land and a Pithing Needle. This feels terrible. A single Thoughtseize and I'm cooked. A single piece of interaction of any kind, really, and I'm cooked. Yeah, that is a Shocked in Blood Crypt for a Faithless Looting, actually. So if the hero goes for a Turbo Persist line, then I have a shot. And it looks like that is exactly what they're doing. Ooh, I could even keep this Inquisition on top of my deck and then lead on the Inquisition. And if they have multiple Persists, then I could just take the Archon of Cruelty hit, discard Pyxis to it, and then just slam Ensnaring Bridge and go on with my day, right? Like, I don't think it's correct to take the Persist here. I think I let them do the thing. And then when they do their thing, I do my thing. Like, they pretty much just have to fire off Persist here, right? Yeah, here we go. Exactly as I drew it up. Oh, that is another Ensnaring Bridge. I like to see that. That's going to buy me a ton of time. I'm not even at a particularly low life total right now. So the thing the hero is digging for right now is Meltdown. If they find Meltdown, then I'm dead. Hopefully I find my lock before they can find Meltdown. Uh-oh, they found something. Oh, it's just a Psychic Frog. That's fine. Yeah, Psychic Frog can no longer attack. I'm sorry. Don't know why they held open the Blood Crypt. I feel like they should have fired something off here. Oh, maybe that Faithless Looting isn't in their hand anymore. Ah, maybe it is. I don't know. I did a fairly poor job of keeping track. I know that Unearth is still in their hand, though. Maybe not anymore. Okay, Bloodstained Mire. I'm going to... Oh, I don't have my Shockland here. Is that a mistake? Did I not register a Blood Crypt in this list? What? Well, I don't know what that's about. Oh, hey, I found Lantern. Well, I'm not going to bother holding that up because that would just let Psychic Frog attack, so I'm just going to jam it. And I'm not really in a position to where I can stop them from doing digging. Kind of just have to hope for the best here. Okay, well, running discard isn't terrible. Looting, consign, persist, scour. What do I need to do at this point? I need to land some sort of hate rock that stops them from casting all these lootings from their yard. I need to land mill rocks. I think I am actually going to take the consign and just hope for the best. Hey, that's a Grafdigger's Cage. Love to see it. I think I might actually take the Faithless looting because that is selection. Although I could take the Thought Scour and make it so that they can't scour me. Yeah, let's do that. Because I really want this Grafdigger's Cage on top of my deck here. Okay, one Faithless looting is down. This is going to be Persist and Thoughtseize, which are all dead. They just discarded those. Scalding Tarn is down. They did not flash back any Faithless lootings, which I think is just incorrect. And now we are literally just in a waiting room. Am I going to find a mill rock first, or are they going to find an out to this first? Thought Scour is annoying, but probably manageable. Maybe manageable. What do I want to name with this? Naming Psychic Frog isn't really particularly strong. I think I might actually want to name a fetch land. They've got triple Bloodstained Mire in their graveyard, but one Polluted Delta and one Scalding Tarn. I'm trying to think of what else that I could name that would be annoying. I could name Emperor of Bones. Shut off some reach. Is that good? I'm gonna name the Emperor. I don't know if it's correct to get cheeky. Looks like the hero's just being really, really smart about this. Oh no, not this again. Come on, not this again. No, don't do this to me. Okay, there we go. Oh man, sometimes Molten Collapse just does not let you do the thing. Oh, they're Thought Scouring themselves. That's probably not correct. Ooh, that is a Thoughtseize, but a Meltdown on top of their deck. I have to shuffle this away. I will die. Okay, that's a Psychic Frog. I've got a Pyxis on top of my deck. I kind of am priced into just casting whatever I find, but they're going to consign this. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's just correct to do, I think. Ooh, Profane Tutor. That's really good. Into another Profane Tutor. Okay, I have a shot now. Yeah, the hero cycled in Unearth, really trying to dig for something. That's a Fulminator Mage. I don't really care about that. Yeah, I don't care. Okay, I have a shot. I need to take it. I'm going to grab Lantern of Insight off of this. Hope that I don't draw a 3-drop. Okay, basic land is good. And that is an Abhorrent Oculus on top of their deck. I am possibly going to win this game. Got really lucky with those Profane Tutors. Yeah, this is Abhorrent Oculus. They're just casting it. They don't have anything. They didn't find anything. I have to just trust that. This is going to find Pyxis. Oh, and I found a Duress. Okay, don't mind if I do. Yeah, just give me all the perfects, please. Yeah, actually, I'll pay that. Persist, Thoughtseize, Persist, Archon. Take a Persist, I guess. Wrong Archon. That one. And Pyxis. This Polluted Delta is going to be fine. Abhorrent Oculus is going to mill on their upkeep. Or on my upkeep. So even if they have a bad draw on top, it doesn't matter. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going to win this game. Off of a mold of 5. Gonna just kind of let this Abhorrent Oculus kill my opponent for me. And they give it up. That was beautiful. So that is the power of Profane Tutor, I think. Just having that little bit of extra consistency to find my lock when all hope seemed lost. Wow, that was beautiful. I did get a little bit lucky with drawing stuff, I'm not gonna lie. But quite frankly, I also kind of got a little bit unlucky in that my opponents had the Meltdown on top of their deck at that one point, right? But in either case, that was a good game. Well played, prozorururu. On to match 2.
Has your loss to Lantern Control left you bitter and despondent? Work through your grief with a membership to Faithseal MTG on YouTube or Patreon. Reach bargaining or higher to gain access to my detailed lesson videos on how to play Lantern Control. I hope to see you on your path to healing.
I am on the play in match 3 versus Dimu. Very cute. I like your Forg. This hand is slow. I think I will keep it, but it's quite slow. If Urza Saga is good in this matchup, then it's going to be a good hand, obviously. And if Urza Saga is bad, then it's not going to be good. I guess that's just how it works. That's an Arid Mesa into fetch. Are we playing against energy? Probably. Yeah, this is energy. All right, I would have probably not kept this hand if I'd known we were playing against energy, but another Profane Tutor is not bad. Oh, just Axe, huh? Didn't want to do anything else with that. Okay, well, I'll take that. Oh, I drew a Thoughtseize. So I think I actually will cast that. Ooh, Blood Moon, huh? You want to get saucy with these Blood Moons? I genuinely might take Blood Moon. Or leave them with Blood Moon, actually. And take Spyro. And then I can dissuade them from casting that Blood Moon by playing in Urza's Saga this turn. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to take Spyro. Let's have some fun. Let's have a lot of fun here. Urza's Saga number 2. If you Blood Moon me now, then I have infinite Urza Saga stuff going, and you're unlikely to be able to fill your graveyard enough for Flage to matter, and even if you do, then Profane Tutor can grab Ensnaring Bridge, or honestly, even just like a Graph Digger's Cage. Oh, they found the Ocelot Pride. I think that's okay. I don't think I'm going to be doing any funny business here. I think I am simply going to be fetching Ensnaring Bridge off of this Profane Tutor, fetching Lantern off of Urza Saga, not making a construct, just getting the lock into place now. Do I even want to play Ensnaring Bridge? Like, I might fetch Ensnaring Bridge and then just not play it right away. I know their hand right now. I might want to just play out lock pieces. Oh, that's an Inquisition to Kozilek. That's really good. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother with playing Ensnaring Bridge right now. I will grab Lantern off of this. That's a Ragavan. Do I care about Ragavan? Not particularly. I'm going to play out this Bloodstained Mire. I might just suspend Profane Tutor, honestly. They don't even have anything in hand that I really care about. I would be taking damage from these beats regardless of what happens. I'm going to be taking 5, falling to 11. I don't really need this Profane Tutor, though, and if I'm going to be mana efficient, then I could simply fetch off a Bloodstained Mire right now and play Inquisition Profane Tutor, or Inquisition Ensnaring Bridge, or I could just play Ensnaring Bridge now, hold everything else in hand, and then if they were going to dash this Ragavan, it would hit Graph Digger's Cage, and I wouldn't care about that. Seems like that's no longer going to be a concern. Ooh, that is a Goblin Bombardment on top of their deck. I kind of want to get rid of that. Let's go ahead and just boop that real quick. Okay. Oh, but I really want this Pyxis. Am I willing to take a small amount of damage to guarantee that I get Pyxis? That would mean that I would be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 11. They could flage me down to 8, flage me down to 5. I would have to make sure that I can't take 5 more damage. But I could take 5 more damage, especially with this fetch. So I do need to do Bloodstained Mire fetch right now. And I think now I am going to Inquisition them and take the Blood Moon, because I want this Urza Saga to pop. All right, pass turn, Arena of Glory on top of your deck. Flage is coming down. Not much I can do about that. Just going to F6 here. Swing out. I'm going to take 5. I'm going to fall. Oh, they didn't pump. Well, that was just wrong to do, right? Like, you should have pumped there? All right, whatever. Not going to be mad about my opponent making a mistake, because now I just get to dump my hand. Yeah, I got Blood Moons in my deck, too. What'd you think of them apples? Gonna keep the Ensnaring Bridge on top. Like, if I need to get rid of Ensnaring Bridge, I'm not going to really be that mad. But I don't think I need to get rid of it. At least not right now. Okay, and this game's wrapped up. Ranger Captain of Eos is an innovation in Boros Energy that I've been watching quite carefully. This is actually a problem for us. The tutoring isn't really an issue, but what they can do is they can have me draw a card for turn and then sacrifice Ranger Captain, and then if it is a non-creature card, then I can't cast it. So I am going to get rid of that Ranger Captain. I'm not particularly enthused about them having another Flage either, especially with this Thoughtseize on top of my deck. I just don't like that. This was probably more to get rid of Thoughtseize than anything else. Yeah, I don't care about that. I don't care about all these triggers. Profane Tutor continuing to deliver. Yep, that's a Galvanic Discharge on Flage. That will put me to 3. But notably, the hero cannot do this again for a little bit. And I can just simply grab an Underworld Cookbook off of this Profane Tutor to fix that. And I think I might. Or I could grab Torpor Orb. Although if I grab Torpor Orb and there's a 3-drop on top of my deck, then I die. Yeah, let's get the Underworld Cookbook then. Okay, that solves that problem. And now I need to do this the hard way. I'm gonna gain a little bit of life here. I don't think it matters that much, but it just makes me feel a little bit safer. No, you may not have a Johnny. No, you may not have Flage. But it's trans fine. All right, they're gonna kill their Flage, try to get another chunk of damage in. It just doesn't matter. Yeah, the hero cast Flage and then just go commit died. Love to see that. Not gonna be mad about winning against energy in the slightest. So despite all of the stuff in my sideboard, I actually haven't figured out how I want to side against energy. Like the Blood Moons come out, obviously. Yes, that's obvious. I don't think I bring in the Molten Collapses. I think I will bring in Torpor Orbs. I will bring in maybe a Pithing Needle. And honestly, probably Duress. Oh, I guess I'm up too many cards now. Do I want 2 answers to Flage? I think Grafdigger's Cage is too hard of an answer. I think Soul Guide Lantern would do just fine. And maybe I don't need 3 Pithing Needles. Maybe I can just make do off of 2. Yeah, I think that's okay. I'm not bringing in Dreams. Dreams is more for Blink. But Duress is there to hit the Stray, Wear Tears, and maybe an occasional Thraben Charm if I really need to protect Urza Saga or something like that. Yeah, I suppose Molten Collapse can deal with a Johnny, but also so can Lightning Bolt, actually. I think I'm going to keep this hand, honestly. It needs a discard spell, but it has Profane Tutor to find that discard spell. Oh, and I just ripped the Torpor Orb. That is really good. Do I just jam Torpor Orb? I don't know. I truly think I might suspend Profane Tutor. And do I take them off of Ocelot Pride? That might be a bit too fast of a start for me if I leave them with Ocelot Pride. This is Thoughtseize on top of my deck. Oh boy, I'm not sure if I should do this or not. This Voice plus Guide is already just a huge chunk of damage coming through. I think I have to let it go. I'm just taking so much damage so friggin' quickly here. Hey, they are pumping up their Guide of Souls. I'm at 13. Fortunately, they are just 1 shy of the City's Blessing here. Do I have time to Thoughtseize my opponent? Let me think about this. If I Thoughtseize my opponent, I take an answer, I land something like a Torpor Orb this turn. I would need to hit a land in order to even have a chance at going into something like Cookbook Bridge. I think that might actually be my line. Thoughtseize the hero, land Torpor Orb, dig myself into a land, and then Profane Tutor grabs the Underworld Cookbook. Just nothing. Just straight up nothing. Okay, I think I can win now. Torpor Orb slows the Guide of Souls, Voice of Victory BS that they're on. Yeah, Guide of Souls is no good here. But they kept it on top anyway. Don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, just swing in. I'm taking 6, falling to 5. 3, 4, 6. I'm taking 8, falling to 3, huh? Yeah, because the Mobilize and the Voice of Victory here. Okay, I need to get rid of this Thoughtseize on my end step here. Oh, I wish I could just keep that Blackcleave Cliffs on top of my deck, but I have to find Underworld Cookbook with this Profane Tutor. I want any land on top of my deck will stabilize me. I am going to grab the Underworld Cookbook. That's a Bloodstained Mire. All right, so this is what I will do. I will play out this Bloodstained Mire. I'm going to fetch. I'm going to grab Basic Swamp. I am going to do the Underworld Cookbook. I am going to play out my Ensnaring Bridge, and I am going to discard this Profane Tutor. Oh, that was a little bit too close for comfort. I didn't like that. I didn't like that one bit. The game is still not over. The hero could rip here. Spyro is shut off by this Torpor Orb. Looks like they don't know that. Yeah, it doesn't have any Enters triggers. Okay, and I think I recovered. I think I'm okay. That was way too close for comfort. I did not like that, but we found the line. Gonna go ahead and take that Goblin Bombardment. That's great. I am actually going to cast this Ensnaring Bridge, just in case I have to let something like Wear Tear through at some point. Oh, geez, that was just wild, though. That was a wild ride. Oh, thank you, everybody, for coming along on that ride with me. That was something special, wasn't it? But now we've got 2 Mill Rocks untapped. I'm about to draw a third. The hero's got no cards in hand. The only thing they could reasonably do is try and, I don't know, put Flage in the graveyard or something. But I have a Torpor Orb that shuts off Flage's ETB. So they can't even get me that way. And even if they could, then I have Underworld's Cookbook. Like, we're kind of cooking here. We're kind of just chilling. I think I am going to actually attempt to dig myself into more Mill Rocks, and Urza Saga counts. I'm at 5, which, given that they don't have Flage ETBs anymore, is probably a high enough life total. Like, this is literally just a 3 mana 6/6. That Helix is when it attacks, but it'll never attack, so it doesn't matter. I think the hero might be figuring it out that they are locked up. Cast as many Flages as you want, it won't matter. I'm even going to put that Flage in the graveyard for you. Yeah, there's your Wear Tear. You can get rid of that. Thanks. I think their only hope at this point is hoping that I time out, which possibly they are just sitting here thinking like, oh, geez, like, what can I do? Like, what are my choices? That doesn't really matter that much because I'm playing their deck for them right now. But they could also be thinking, yeah, well, maybe if I sit here and pass priority at random intervals, then my opponent will time out. I don't think that's what they're doing, but still, it's a possibility. Okay, they scoop it up. They don't want to play anymore. Oh my goodness. That was an insane line. I am not gonna lie. I really snatched victory from the jaws of defeat there. Just getting everything in order for that to work was just absolutely crazy. Mox Opal gave me the 1 additional mana that I needed on turn 2 in order to make that line possible. I'm not going to discount Mox Opal for that. So it was actually decent in this spot. The 1 of Mox Opal. Jeez. I'm not saying you should play more than 1 Mox Opal, but I'm glad that I had the 1 of Mox Opal in that particular hand. All right, well, positive records locked. Let's move on to match 4. It looks like the hand tracker was a little bit broken last round, and it's going to be a little bit broken this round too. I apologize for that. We are on the draw in match 2 versus DougieJones. This hand could be a trap. If I find a black mana source at really any point, then it's good. Like, if I just rip a fetch land off the top of my deck, or a Bloodstained Mire or something like that. I guess a Bloodstained Mire is a fetch land. Then this hand gets much better. Ooh, that is a Consult the Star Charts. So it looks like the hero is on the blue-black Wan Shi Tong sort of nonsense. Go ahead and just take your Surveil. I don't need to get Lantern into play right away. I don't think I need to be holding open Thoughtseize on turn 1. Oh, I found Blood Moon. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, I love that. Thoughtseize. Counterspell on Thoughtseize. That is perfectly fine. Lantern. Do I care about Wan Shi Tong with an Ensnaring Bridge on top of my deck? Not particularly, I think. Although I guess now they have a Field of Ruin, so I care about it a little bit, don't I? But now they have to choose between holding open Wan Shi Tong and playing Field of Ruin. Especially with this juicy Ensnaring Bridge on top of my deck. I don't think Blood Moon is correct here. They can just grab basic Swamp and continue on with their day. I haven't checked their hand. I don't know if they have another counterspell in hand. Do I want to ram Blood Moon right into either this field or a counterspell of some kind? I think not. Do I want to just play out my rocks and get that started? Maybe. Do I want to simply just make constructs and distract my opponent? That might be the play. They've got 3 cards in hand here. They don't seem particularly worried about my Urza Saga, though. They're just holding open this Field of Ruin. That just tells me that they have some sort of counter magic or something. Yeah, they're just letting everything go. I don't know why. All right, whatever. Don't think I care about subtlety. And this is definitely a spot where I'm glad that I have Mox Opal in my deck as well, because I kind of needed the lands. I have plenty of, like, things here. Like, I definitely didn't need Mill Rock number 4, you know? That is a kick to Consult the Star Charts. Yeah, that's fine. I think I'm going to let them have Counterspell. I do not believe I am going to be needing to play into that. Oh, that's disgusting. Field of Ruin on my Fomori Vault, probably literally just to shuffle their deck and get the card draw. No, you're not gonna have that. Sorry, no Snapcaster Mage for you. You can have an island. Like, I've just had no reason to play into this counterspell that they have in hand. Like, they've been representing mana this entire game. Why would I even bother? Like, I'm swinging for lethal here. Do I even want to take this Fatal Push on the off chance that they have, like, some sort of way to cycle a card or something? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to go to my turn here. I'm going to play my Urza Saga. And I'm going to play this Grafdigger's Cage. Like, little piddly artifacts that make my constructs bigger, but I'm not actually even convinced that I care if they get countered. And this is a lethal attack. They have to do something here. Yeah, see, they're fetching with this Polluted Delta. For a Surveil hand, desperately digging for something. That's a Shieldred's Edict. Yeah, I guess I'll sacrifice a creature token here. Okay, that's fine. Exile that Cling to Dust. And I don't even think I'm going to do anything about this counterspell. I am convinced they have more counterspells in hand. Okay, and I have Ensnaring Bridges now. Plenty of them. This is, once again, a lethal attack. But that is an Orcish Bowmasters, which will indeed be enough to cause some trouble for me. All right, I think I'm going to have to be okay with that. Seems like they actually might be winning this race. Yeah, I might actually have screwed this up. I might have gone too aggressive here. I am going to take that Field of Ruin. Island in hand. Yeah, I'm taking this hit. I'm going to think about this a little bit. I kind of want to dig myself into a discard spell, I suppose. Although I could just as easily simply find a Underworld Cookbook off this Urza Saga and just start gaining life. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I still don't have to play into counter spells. This is crazy. This Blackcleave Cliffs will enter untapped because it's my third land. Yeah, let's go for it. Just absolutely churning through these things. Is this a wise attack? Yeah, this is a wise attack because they have to block both of them. But they have a Snapcaster Mage. Is that just lethal? Yeah, I think that's lethal. Grafdigger's Cage stops that from being a problem. Wow, what a shame. If I had grabbed like Lightning Bolt or something, maybe that would have helped. But they just got flying threats. Wan Shi Tong got just big enough. And here they go. I'm not going to do anything here. All right, well played from the hero there. Well played. I think this was just me taking the wrong path. I got out-tempoed and that was it. If I had just focused on finding discard and landing this Ensnaring Bridge, then I think I would have probably been okay. But I chose not to do that. I chose to go aggro, and the hero just barely managed to dodge everything that I was doing. I think Lightning Bolts are still in, but Blood Moons are definitely coming out. They actually have a lot of stuff with ETB triggers. Orcish Bowmasters. Subtlety, I guess, gets better with a Torpor Orb in play. A Snapcaster Mage, for sure. I think I'm going to be bringing in the Torpor Orbs. And Duresses can come in as well. I don't think I'm going to be siding any more than this. I guess I could have sided out like a Pithing Needle or something, but they might have something like a Kaito Bane of Nightmares that I would want a Pithing Needle. This hand's garbage. I can't keep this. This hand is less garbage. Bottom one of the Profane Tutors here. Yeah, exactly. Wan Shi Tong is also an ETB. Like, there's so many ETB creatures here. Ooh, Basic Swamp. I would have loved to see no other card in that situation. Basic Swamp is beautiful. I love that. No need to play into their stuff. Just go ahead and suspend Profane Tutor. Hey, they've been to Cling to Dust. That's exactly where they want that. I'm not really going to be that worried if they Field of Ruin me a bunch. Like, I'm going to be able to dig out of that. The real question here, though, is do I IOK and duress my opponent now so that I can land Ensnaring Bridge next turn? Or do I think that this is a Wan Shi Tong and do I just hold open my interaction? I could take a middle of the road approach and I could IOK them now and then hold open Lightning Bolts. My constructs aren't really going to be that big. I might not want to take that path right now. Engineered Explosives, Mystical Dispute, 2 of them. Consult the star charts. Well, I mean, I'm going to take Consult and Engineered Explosives here. Oh, and they're just fielding my Urza Saga right now, huh? Yeah, I will grab Basic Mountain. Profane Tutor's going to come off Suspend. I will just grab that. Oh, and what do I want to get off of this? Not Urza Saga, because they have another Field of Ruin in hand. I could just get, like, Lantern, I guess. Yeah, I'll get a Lantern. Slam this Ensnaring Bridge while I know it's really, really likely to resolve. And that is a concession. Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll take it. That is a huge amount of information that my opponent just gave me. That tells me that they cannot handle a resolved Ensnaring Bridge. What do I do with this information? Make it so that I can find and land Ensnaring Bridge as best as possible? If that's what I should be doing here... No, Pithing Needles are good. Grafdigger's Cage is fine. I think I'm actually going to leave everything as is. They cannot handle a resolved Ensnaring Bridge. Well, if that's the case, I don't think I can keep this. If this had more lands in it, then sure. Ooh, yep. We'll keep these. Oh boy. It's a choice between Profane Tutor and Ensnaring Bridge here. Or not Profane Tutor and Ensnaring Bridge. A choice between a discard spell and Profane Tutor. I would die to 3 discard spells. I'm going to put the Thoughtseize on the bottom. 3 discard spells, 3 counter spells is enough to win this game for the hero here. Oh, well, now they need 4. I know what my job is. You really should have kept the game going for a little longer, I think. I mean, do I even take the Engineered Explosives in this situation? Like, do I even bother? I'm going to take the counter spell. All right, and then next turn, I get Ensnaring Bridge, and then the turn after, I get Discard Spell into Ensnaring Bridge. If the hero really is just as stone cold to Ensnaring Bridge as they implied in game 2, then I'm going to be just fine. Do I even land Ensnaring Bridge now while they're holding open mana? I don't have to land Ensnaring Bridge right this second, and doing it this way means that I am a little bit better insulated against a discard spell. The hero just keeping in their fatal pushes. That's beautiful. I love that. Engineered Explosives on 1. I don't think I care. Do I think that they have a creature answer to this Ensnaring Bridge? Do I think that extra 2 life is worth it? Nah, I don't think that I need to be playing games here. I think I just need the Thoughtseize. Basic Swamp, Thoughtseize you, Consign, Fatal Push, Field of Ruin. All right, Ensnaring Bridge, does this resolve? It should resolve. Are you going to just concede the game? No. If the hero surveils here, then it means that they actually would be equal on cards and deck to me, and they would deck out first. They chose not to surveil, so that's not going to happen. Basic Swamp. Ensnaring Bridge number 2. Does this resolve? Did you rip the counterspell? All right, bridges are down. I am at 10 life, which is probably more damage or more life than they can do with their stuff. I just happened to find Pithing Needle here. I'm going to put this on Engineered Explosives regardless of if they pop the EE or not right now. Like, there's no way on earth I'm naming Field of Ruin. And I'm certainly not naming Kaito. Kaito can surveil, but it can't draw cards. Yeah. Exile with Pyxis. Wan Shi Tong enters, draw some cards. Don't think I care. I'm going to fetch my surveil land. Yeah, I'll keep that on top. And Wan Shi Tong's trigger is not a May. This draw is mandatory. So I might be able to get them on that at some point. Oh, they're gonna consign my my Codex Shredder here. Sure. You gotta do something with it, right? I'm not even going to find a card here. At this rate, my opponent's going to deck out before I do. They're really spinning their wheels here. I guess I'll find the basic mountain. I'm not sure what their plan is. Like, all I have to do here, assuming that they don't have any outs to an Ensnaring Bridge, which is really what they were telegraphing with that concession in game 2. Literally, all I have to do is just cast the spell that I draw in F6 for the rest of the game. They're going to discard. Yeah, I'll duress you. Just what I drew for turn, it doesn't really matter. Okay, yeah, that is a lot of counter spells. Land that is snow or could produce colorless. I'll take the consult. I'll take the consult. Not even gonna bother tracking their hand at this point. Just a bunch of garbage. Counter spells and whatnot. Yeah, and they just conceded. Literally nothing mattered. I just Ensnaring Bridge, Ensnaring Bridge, Ensnaring Bridge, rammed it down their throat until they died. I mean, I'm not the one who failed to put a single answer to a resolved artifact in the 75 of my list. I don't know what to tell you, friend. Run like, I don't know, a single brazen borrower or something like that. I don't know, mate. Tough beats. But we are moving on to a trophy round here. Not even a sink into stupor. Just nothing. Stone cold nothing. I'm not. Listen, it's not my deck. I'm not gonna judge. I'm not gonna do it. Whatever. I'm gonna take my free win, and we're gonna move on to the trophy round here. I am on the play in the trophy round, match 5 here versus Kalorrdian. It's a turtle. Ugh. Do I really want to keep this? Double Shredder, Inquisition, Blood Moon. I don't have a Lantern Lock here. I have a single Surveil land that could possibly find me something. What are some good hits in my deck? Lantern would be good. Bridge would be good. Urza Saga, Profane Tutor. Pretty much it. What, like 16 out of a lot? Less than a 1 in 3 chance. I'm gonna mulligan. Yeah, this is just way better. I will keep this. I'm gonna bottom a Lantern, actually, and I'm just going to discard the heck out of my opponent here. Aha! We are playing against Affinity. They have the Engineered Explosive start. I am simply going to take Pinnacle Emissary, and I'm going to slow them down hard. And they are representing the counterspell here. I forget the name of it. Metallic Rebuke. And they had it. No, I'm not going to play around that. I will, however, fire off this Urza Saga, and I'm going to play a Lantern here. Looks like they are putting EE on 1. That's reasonable, I think. But you know what else could happen? Is I could just try to beat them down with Constructs here. Is that even going to work? Lava Spur Boots, Ether Spellbomb is in their hand. I could just take those cards. Yeah, I'm going to take both of them, actually, because I don't want the Lava Spur Boots making things hasty. And now their hand's just empty. They're kind of just at the mercy of their deck now. I'm also kind of at the mercy of my deck. Yeah, Dan, I probably am going to be naming Needle off of the, getting Needle off the Urza Saga. That's if they don't pop the Needle, or the EE. If they pop it, I might get something else. Okay, they're cycling their baubles here. Manufacturing, Emery, Sink into Stupor. Those are some really good hits. Might have been an argument against me casting all of my discard last turn, huh? Emery's gonna come down. That's another EE in the graveyard here. Yeah, now this Urza Saga has to get Pithing Needle for EE. The question is, do I make the Construct or do I suspend Profane Tutor? And I think the answer here is actually suspend Profane Tutor. They are on a build with basic Snow-Covered Island and Fiery Islet. That tells me... Oh, Inspire Bluff Canal. Yeah, they're definitely on the standard blue-red build. I do not believe this build is going to be playing Haywire Might. At best, they will have a single Pithing Needle in the main. I don't know if they're going to have that either, though. Urza Saga, Mishra's Bauble, just going to let them have that. I'm really wishing I hadn't burned off all my discard earlier. I'm going to need another discard spell. If I lose this game, it's because of that. Now, this is very interesting. I'm actually not under threat of getting attacked quite yet, but I will be soon. Really wishing I had a discard spell, because I think I need to get a... Oh, it's Thoughtseize. It's not even Inquisition, because all 4 of my Inquisitions are burned. Yeah, unfortunately, I think I just need to get Thoughtseize here. Oh my god, yep. That's a Blood Moon. Okay, they just kind of let me take their Sink into Stupor. Blood Moon was probably the worst draw that I could have had. And I'm going to get chunked for damage here starting in a little bit. And I still need to find a Pithing Needle for the Claws of Gix that they're going to be getting out of this Urza Saga. Just a lot needs to go right. I am 1 card behind. This is not good for me. I might actually just be dead here. They might just have too much of an advantage. This Blood Moon was a horrible draw. Maybe I should have shuffled my deck with this Lantern, honestly. Yeah, that's 5 munitions in play. 6 munitions in play. Entirely too many munitions in play. Entirely too many. Oh, Lord. At least I have another Profane Tutor on Suspend. I need to find what, though? Oh, they just have the Claws of Gix. Oh, Lord. Yeah. Like, how do I even manage this? I think it has to be Ensnaring Bridge, and then... Nope, I need a land right now. Land. Underworld Cookbook. Okay, I'm dead. It just didn't matter. So that might have gone better if I had kept one of my discard spells in hand, but it might not have. Honestly, the deck just kind of didn't come together. Maybe it was a bad keep, honestly. But let's go ahead and begin sideboarding here. It's Affinity. I'm pretty sure that I will be able to recover. All right, Blood Moons, get out of the deck. Torpor Orb is a maybe. Lightning Bolts are actually pretty good. Grafdigger's Cage is a maybe. You know what I definitely want, though? Duress. Dreams of Steel and Oil is theoretically in there for Affinity, but really, when you're playing against Affinity, the stuff you care about, the Sink into Stupor, the counter spells. You can usually handle everything else. So I can take, say, Pithing Needle. Do I want Torbs against them? I don't think I do. Curse Totem seems like it might be good on first glance, but what does it actually shut off? It shuts off Emery and maybe an Arcbound Ravager? Not a lot of their stuff actually has activated abilities on creatures these days. I could be talked into bringing in Soul Guide Lantern, although I don't know if that's correct either. Maybe it's just another Torpor Orb? Yeah, I think I'm going to do it like this. Moon's out because they're terrible. Pithing Needle, Torpor Orb, Duress in. Oh boy. This is a hand that I could keep. This could go south very, very quickly. I have 21 lands in my deck, besides this Blackcleave Cliffs. That means that I would need to hit a roughly 40% chance. I think I'm going to be disciplined. I think I'm going to mulligan it. Yeah, I have to keep this. I'm going to bottom, honestly, probably the Thoughtseize. The Inquisition. And I will lead on Mycosynth Gardens into Lantern. All right, Mox Opal was a pretty good pickup. Just playing out Mishra's Bauble. Is this an Emery start? If it is, then I can punish it with this Grafdigger's Cage I have. It's not a Kappa start, or a Pinnacle Emissary start, at least. Yeah, that's Emery. Okay, well, Mori Vault. I'm going to play out probably Pyxis. Ensnaring Bridge on top of my deck is very nice. Let's Thoughtseize you, see what you've got. Opal Saga Stink. The very stinky stink you've got there. Eat a Grafdigger's Cage. This shuts off Emery in its entirety. Probably correct to cycle these Mishra's Baubles, trying to find anything. Oh, they're only cycling one. Fiery Islet Kappa. Yeah, I just don't care about this hand. Yeah, swing in with that Emery. Rage against the Dying of the Light. All right, and we've got a little bit of a lot going. I don't have a Profane Tutor on Suspend. This Urza Saga might be able to grab a Pithing Needle, which would suck, actually. And I think I am just going to keep it as is. Yeah, let's just go ahead and drop Torpor Orb here. Creating the construct in response, sure. This is probably going to be Pithing Needle for Pyxis. There's just not much I can do about that here. All right, that's a Fiery Islet. I think the correct play is to cycle the Fiery Islet right now. Try to get that Sink into Stupor in hand. I spent last turn putting this Torpor Orb into play when maybe I should have been holding open the Mycosynth Gardens. Just anticipating this exact play pattern here. If they just drop Kappa, expecting to Sink into Stupor next turn, then it means that I can use Mycosynth Gardens to copy Lantern, and then I can shuffle away that Sink into Stupor. Or they can just do everything, because they're Affinity and they can do whatever the heck they want. Oh, my Kingdom for a Codex Shredder. Oh man, my Kingdom for a Codex Shredder. That was the smart play, I think. I am not convinced I have a way around this now. I think I am just deterministically dead. And honestly, the way that they did it, they kind of played around holding open Mycosynth Gardens anyway, right? 6, 12, 16, 17. Yeah, they've got exactly 17 in play. Well played from the hero here, well played. Just making sure before I concede here. Yeah, that dang Pithing Needle, man. This Pithing Needle won them the game. Yeah, because the copy of Lantern off of Mycosynth Gardens enters tapped. I think the best that I could do is play out Pyxis and then shuffle on their upkeep. Like, I'm going to do this now. And then they wouldn't have enough mana to both Fiery Islet and cast Sink into Stupor here. But they really... Oh, they didn't have the chance to crack Mishra's Bauble because it was tapped because of the Kappa. Okay. Yep. You are going to shuffle. That is a consigned memory on top of your deck, huh? And now what needs to happen? I need to hit exactly discard off of this shuffle. That's an Ensnaring Bridge. I don't have enough mana to cast that. Dang. All right. Yep. I'm just gonna make sure. Like 1, 2, these are not. All right. Yeah. Okay. You got me. You got me. Well, it's unfortunate that they were able to snipe the 5-0, but you know, I did make a bit of a mistake in game 1. That the 7 that I kept was kind of sketchy, and I could have held one of my discard spells. If I had held a discard spell, I might have actually been able to make it, but I I didn't. So I got punished. Oh well. Winners, losers, something. There's a saying about it. I don't know what the saying is. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap up. So the list felt great. I like this list. Lightning Bolt, I didn't get a chance to dome someone with Lightning Bolt for lethal, unfortunately, but, you know, Blood Moon in the main was actually relevant a couple of different times. Like in match 1, going into Jeskai Blink, just being able to moon them was just, that was really nice. And in match 2, getting that hard lock against them with Bridge and Moon, that was also very, very useful, actually. And I was mostly able to mitigate the effects of Blood Moon being in my main for the remainder of the 3 matches. Kind of bit my butt pretty hard in match 5, I'm not gonna lie, but there are some mistakes that I made in that I could have not made. But having the alternate angle of attack with Blood Moon, I believe, is a really strong way to build your Lantern deck. I am not going to say that it is necessarily better than traditional, but I will say that it's better than traditional in certain metas, for sure. Metas, say, where there are a lot of non-basic lands running around. Non-basic lands like Sacred Foundry, and Watery Grave, and Hollowed Fountain. Like in this meta, Blood Mooning people feels great. Torpor Orbing people feels really great too. I think that having the Torpor Orb in the main helped out quite a bit, and having the additional options of just hard locking people with stuff. Torpor Orbs, Soulless Jailer, Curse Totem in the sideboard, which is good for certain matchups. Just landing these hate rocks and protecting them. It's really what Lantern Control is all about. And having a sideboard just full of all sorts of different hate rocks that you can choose feels really good in this meta. I'm liking this a lot. This is very close to the list that I played in SCG Con Milwaukee. I didn't attend the main event, but I did attend a number of side events, and I went 4-2 with this list throughout the side events that I did go into. Mostly was playing Stasis, honestly. But I like this list. I like this list a lot. If you were going to be playing Nightlight in Modern, I would actually recommend starting with this list. Not necessarily ending with it, but just acknowledging the strength of Torpor Orb. And Soulless Jailer was really good. And Curse Totem. These really hard-hitting hate rocks that, when paired with everything else in your deck, just crushes stuff. It's so nice.
This program is made possible by your view, like, and comment, the support of my wife and son, and by contributions to Fateseal MTG from viewers like you. Thank you.